Welcome back everyone to the Seattle Seahawks franchise. Week 1 of the NFL is officially behind us, and what an exciting time for teams to experience a fresh start. We also in this series are in need of a fresh start, and that is why we are going to start this episode off by cleaning house and making some moves to build for the future of this franchise. We've struggled a ton being at 2-5, and it's time to trade away some players as the rebuild is officially here. I always want to check on the standings to see which teams are contenders so that the trades would make sense, and I also won't make lopsided trades to keep it realistic and challenging to make it more fun. To kick things off, the first player we are sending off is Jerome Baker. Baker has done well when we need him to make plays at the line of scrimmage, but out in coverage, it's been a difficult scene to watch. The Bucs make a whole lot of sense. They are in contention, as is everyone in the NFC South, to win the division, and they are possibly in search for someone to complement the veteran Lavonte David, and if he opts to retire soon, Baker could be a long-term option for them if he pans out. So we'll send Jerome Baker back to the state he's familiar with in Florida, and it'll be a pick swap for this year's 5th and 6th round picks. And another reason for trading Jerome Baker is it'll give us a chance to see if Tyrese Knight could be one of the guys we can develop and hopefully become one of the key pieces to our future defense. The next player we are shipping off is Connor Williams. His overall does not cloud my judgment, his performance on the field does. Williams has his moments of taking care of D tackles in front of him, but he has been a major disappointment in leading our team in holding calls. To help him get back on track, we're sending him to a situation where he can thrive in the Philadelphia Eagles. It seems like they'll need some help in the post-Jason Kelce era. However, this trade won't be for a pick because I'm heavily interested in Tyler Steen. He's got great size and pretty athletic, and he's still young. He's someone I think we can plug and play for our O-line. The biggest thing I look at too is the balance penalty, and if that doesn't make sense to you, just watch my recent games. But we will be sending Connor Williams to the Eagles for Tyler Steen on a 1-for-1 trade. I believe Steen has the potential to get some playing time down the road, but right now I want to give LeMay a shot as our starting center. He showed promise in his last start, and I'm interested to see if he can build on that moving forward. There's no doubt what the focus will be for the upcoming draft. The quarterback class isn't looking strong, so I'll be putting a lot of emphasis on evaluating the trenches. I'm hoping to uncover a hidden gem among the offensive line prospects and make that the beginning piece of fixing this entire franchise. It may not be a sexy pick, but it's a necessary one. We also released Isaiah Rodgers and Trey Brown. Our overall secondary has been a disaster, and we just need to reevaluate that position by moving on from guys that won't be with us long term. These moves are about giving more opportunities to the rookie Nehemiah Pritchett, who will now step up as our third corner. We're shifting our focus towards youth and mentorship, bringing in players that are 25 and under who are better athletes with real development potential. If they continue progressing, they could see the field sooner rather than later. And that's how I went about this trade deadline, making moves knowing that we already have replacements who are ready to step in and play. This team needed a shakeup, and these moves allow us to evaluate our younger talent at a faster pace. At this stage, we've got nothing to lose. And I've also changed the sliders to 10-minute quarters because the stats were a bit uneven, and I'll just keep adjusting if other things need to along the way. There's one more trade that we needed to make, and that was trading away Laken Tomlinson. The Bills could use an upgrade since Tomlinson is on a 1-year deal. It won't affect Osiris Torrance's development since they are in a win-now situation. So Tomlinson will go to the Bills for a late-round pick next year. And that'll be the first of today's matchup. Buffalo is still one of the better teams in the league, and they have their franchise quarterback leading the charge in Josh Allen. Meanwhile for us, Sam Howell will make his first start as a Seattle Seahawk, and this is the first of many as we announced he's the starter for the rest of the year. Although we didn't make any splashy moves, I am happy with where we're headed. We might see some guys surprise us and excel beyond our expectations, or this whole thing could be a dud, and that would be a positive as well because we've officially begun the rebuilding process. But let's get this thing going. That was a longer intro with all the moves that were made. Appreciate your patience and please subscribe to the channel for more Seattle Seahawks franchise as the rebuild is officially underway. And so is this game as Josh Allen finds James Cook immediately for a strong gain of 9. And Cook is slow to get up after the play, and he would not return. The backup running back is the rookie out of Kentucky, Ray Davis. He's currently lined up with Allen in the gun. It's a fake, and Allen's gonna keep this, avoiding pressure, and this is part of his skill set as well. But he puts it on the ground. Picked up by the former Buffalo Bill Tyrell Dotson. Foot race to the end zone, and he's in for the touchdown. Huge statement by our struggling defense to come away with points on their first drive. And it was Tariq Woolen who punches it out, and Tyrell Dotson scoops it up and takes it back for 6 to satisfy his vengeance on his former team. We've been waiting patiently for this defense to step up. They've allowed a lot of explosive plays lately, and there's another one. Keon Coleman, the rookie, taking this pass midfield on Josh Allen's second completion of the game. Another play fake. This time he'll throw with confidence over the middle for Marcus Valdes-Scantling, and he'll take this inside the 30. His offense can punch you in the gut in a matter of seconds as the ball is now spread around. This is Curtis Samuel who fights close to the first down marker. 3 receivers lined up to the right of Allen. He goes that direction and converts to move the chains. Tackle made there by Nehemiah Pritchett, who will see more playing time going forward. They converted the last third down, and now this time to the end zone. Tipped by Woolen and dropped for an incompletion. This drive will end with just 3. Offense has been on the sidelines for a while. They come out looking to pass. Flag is thrown. He tries to extend the play, but he coughs it up. The Bills fall on top of it. Fitting start to how the season is going with a turnover on Sam Howell's debut. And this call is on the rookie Lamea. Interceptions have been a thorn in our offense, but this time it's a fumble that does the damage. And Allen looks to take advantage as he connects with Coleman again. And this defense make another stand. Allen slings this outside, and that's caught directly in front of Woolen. Coleman making a big impact already now with his 3rd catch of the quarter. Goal to go. It's a handoff. Williams dives, but he can't get him, and no one else does either. Touchdown. Ty Johnson, the 3rd string running back, gives Buffalo their first lead. Howell looking to have a better second drive. Going with a screen, and he can't even get that off. Lamea struggled to hold off the block for 1 more second. Offensive line needs to help Howell out as he's hit again, and this one hangs up in the air for an interception. Teron Johnson takes this back, and he gets out of that pile, and he's going to easily walk in for the touchdown. More turnover woes strikes this offense again. I'm not sure I can blame Sam Howell on this. Abraham Lucas gets ambushed, and Howell takes a huge hit that leads to a wobbler into the hands of Teron Johnson. From that point, we couldn't even find a way to stop him. Tough day for the offense already. Maybe a 3rd time's the charm. As Howell sliding left, he'll find his man running across the field underneath. That is the rookie tight end AJ Barner. But on this 4th down, there's nothing to lose at this point. They line up and snap the ball. And Howell will run with it and pick up the first down. That's an element to his game that could be to his advantage going forward. Now from the 34, Howell's going to hand this off to Walker, and he's going to run up the middle for a first down. That's the first positive yardage on his first 4 carries. Few plays later, he gets it again and runs right into the chest of the D tackle and will be just short. They went for it earlier, and there's no reason not to go for it here. Power formation, but they go with McIntosh, the 3rd string running back who nearly finds the end zone. It's been a tough journey just to get to this point. Hopefully they can finish the drive. It's back to Walker. He runs with purpose and breaks into the end zone. First touchdown drive for the Seahawks. That was tough, but they pulled through. We've got a good one here in Seattle as we're still in search of our first home win. As Kincaid is open downfield, Allen will have no trouble finding him. At this point of the game, we've done a good job containing the big plays until that time. As Allen will pass again, launches for the end zone, touchdown! MVS beats the rookie Pritchett, and the Bills are back to a 10-point lead. That would be the score for the majority of the second half. It's been an impressive day for our defense, and this was a game I thought we would get steamrolled. But it's been a competitive one with the guys looking a bit more hungry. And this kick from 49 to make it a touchdown game goes to the Pacific, but a flag is on the play, and we catch a major break with a roughing the kicker call. The offense in this game has yet to find a rhythm outside of the touchdown drive by Kenneth Walker, and even that was a difficult task. This Buffalo defense has contained the ground game, and it's been tough for our playmakers to get open. We've also been outmatched against their defensive line, and there's an example there as Howell just gets it off, but still takes a huge hit. And this chip shot for Myers just sneaks through, and it's only a touchdown game. The fact that we're in this position midway through the fourth and have contained this offense is a big improvement, especially after giving up close to 40 in the last few games, as Keon Coleman has another catch, and this third down proves to be huge. Coleman lined up wide right, but they opt for the other rookie, Ray Davis, and he'll plow his way forward to keep this drive alive. Can this defense find a way to hold them off just to give us a chance? Allen dropping back to pass, going deep, and Woolen gets beat again. That's Keon Coleman, who's had his way against us all game. A yard to go. Allen looking and now trying to do it himself, but met in the backfield by Leonard Williams for a big-time sack. Needing a turnover at this point of the game as Allen works from empty. He'll find some room to run, and a spy is on him, and he's sniped by the rookie Tyrese Knight. We'll see a lot more of him moving forward. As Allen goes for the end zone and knocked down by Tyrell Dotson, adding on to his successful game. And we'll hold the Bills to just 3, as Tyler Bass makes this a 10-point game. Under 2 minutes, we'll need a quick score and another stop, as Howell gets chased down and he'll just toss this away. Not the way we want to start the drive, as pressure continues to haunt us. And this time he'll be hit and fumbles the ball. Gregory Rousseau once again forces another turnover, recovered by Ed Oliver. And this one puts the icing to this game. Even with the valiant effort and probably one of the most impressive defensive games we've had all season, we were just no match against this Bills team, especially when we put them in such great position to execute. Unfortunately, this is another loss that we'll need to swallow, and that will mark a 4-game losing streak, and we are still in search of our first home win of the season. I knew making these adjustments before the trade deadline was going to be a tall task for our team coming into this game. Our offense was clearly not in sync, as Kenneth Walker struggled mightily in this game to find any room with his 12 carries. The transition to Sam Howell has been a rough experiment so far, with our receivers struggling to get on the same page, and even Metcalf was limited to 1 catch for -1 yard. However, he's still the starter since it's a small sample size, and we're chalking it up as that for now. The surprise to me is our defense, especially against a high-caliber offense like the Bills. I'm impressed by how we've executed some plays to keep us in the game, and we were able to put pressure on Josh Allen. But to me, Tyrese Knight did make a solid statement in this game, and I'm excited to see more of him. A loss is still a loss, but I think there's a lot of positives to take away from this one compared to our recent games in the past. We didn't give up 40, which makes me happy, but I felt like we had much better coverage in this one, we forced pressure, and turnovers. If we can bring this type of energy each game, and Howell can get on the same page with our receivers, we might have something here, but it's obviously too early to tell. We're in a bad slide right now, and the schedule does not get easier. Hopefully it's just going up from here. Our receivers will need a bounce back game, and meanwhile we'll need to take on one of the best duos in the league in former Super Bowl MVP Cooper Kupp and a rising superstar in Puka Nacua, led out by the vet Matthew Stafford. Another divisional game, and the Rams are just currently half a game behind the Niners, and we'll try to play spoiler in this matchup. We will make one move to the lineup, and that is moving Christian Haynes to center and starting the newly acquired Tyler Steen. I felt like LeMayer needs more time to develop before he starts, and I'm interested to see how Steen will play out for us using his athleticism in the trenches. But we'll get our second game going, and please subscribe to the channel. It's gonna be a long and fun rebuild, and what better way to enjoy this journey than to have you guys watch alongside me. As the Rams have put together a solid first drive, defense did well against the Bills, and Stafford is trying to expose that as he connects with the second-year receiver Nacua for nearly 10. Now in the eye on 2nd and short. It's a toss to Williams, stays patient, and he'll get just enough for the first down. Woolen made the tackle there, and I want to see more out of him, especially in coverage. As Stafford drops, and he has Nakua wide open in the end zone. Touchdown! As the Rams draw first blood here in Seattle. And it's Woolen who gets beat with no leverage on the outside. Sam Howell now will look to avenge his previous start. It was a rough outing with 3 turnovers and not being on the same page with his receivers. But that's one way to set the tone, and that dime of a pass gets DK his first catch of the game as they cross midfield. So many new pieces with some explosive playmakers. We wonder how it's all gonna gel, as Kenneth Walker looking to bounce back as well, and he picks up 2 to start his night. Now Howell looking to convert his first third down. He takes a deep drop, fires over the middle, and it's behind his receiver and intercepted. Ernest Jones turning this back the other way and finally escorted out of bounds. Another crucial mistake by Sam Howell. This was just a bad throw behind Tyler Lockett, who takes a shot. And that's 4 turnovers in the last 5 quarters. Stafford will take over here on second down. Well protected. And he goes over the middle and caught by Nakua. Woolen once again just getting cooked in coverage. At least make a play on the ball. And there's nothing anyone can do about that. It was just wide open. And now the Rams show their first sign of miscue as they couldn't get the snap off in time. Those extra 5 yards could be to our advantage. And now Stafford wants it all, and Nakua has it with both feet in for another touchdown. Woolen simply no match, and the Rams take a 14-0 lead. Growing pains are impacting us in a bad way, as DK has it and will split the defenders as he finds daylight. And that's the type of play we need to bounce back, being down by 2 possessions. Final play of the first quarter, going back to Metcalf, but too much traffic there, and they'll get 1 more snap before the quarter ends. As Howell has time in the pocket, going for Lockett, and this time they connect. Great to see that connection there after the blunder earlier. We'll see if they can continue the momentum on this drive, as Walker will take this right up the middle, and he has his best rushes of the day. Second and short, back to Walker, and a lane opens up. Inside the 10 he goes, and already night and day compared to the last game. After an incomplete pass, Howell to the back of the end zone, unable to get it to Metcalf. Howell still looking for his first touchdown pass. Going with an option, shovel pass, and Walker is swallowed up short of the goal line. But the offense opts to stay on the field. Risky move, and it pays off! Touchdown! Tyler Lockett hangs on to it, and we are on the board. Love that they figured it out after the interception, and the confidence by both players will cut this lead in half. Halfway through the second quarter, and our defense has yet to get off the field. But now Stafford being chased down, and he's sacked. Welcome back, Boye Mafe, picking up where he left off since his injury, and we'll have our first punt of the game. As this is launched to the newly acquired Tyquan Dorton, and the fair catch is made at the 33-yard line. Defense did their job, and the offense will need to follow suit, as this is checked down to Charbonnet. Keeps his feet in bounds and accelerating for a healthy gain. Looking for Howell to pick it up since his interception. And now Walker has enough speed, gets a block, and there he goes. Inside the 20 he goes, and it's safe to say that Kenneth Walker is back to form. We become really dangerous when the run game is successful, as the O-line paves another lane. And now Walker carrying Rams all the way with him to the 1. How about the newly acquired Tyler Steen knocks out Ernest Jones to get to the second level to finish the play. Looks to be an excellent move on our end. And we'll run behind him again, and Charbonnet will get a 6. This is the best I've seen the offensive line, and that drive shows we're headed in the right direction. And Myers' kick will tie this game. Final 2 minutes of the first, and the Rams will try to create another scoring drive, as Kyron Williams breaks a tackle and powers forward for a solid gain. Sloppy tackling job there by the rookie Tyrese Knight. As Stafford will now opt to pass. He'll go underneath, and there is Cooper Kupp with his first catch of the game. And it's a timely one as the second quarter winds down. Just a minute to go. Stafford slings right, diving, and somehow that ends up in the hands of number 18, Tyler Johnson, lining up in the slot today, as Leonard Williams will need to take a few plays off. That's a big loss in the moment when we need our pass rush to come through. But it doesn't matter as Stafford is taken down in the backfield. Draymond Jones picks up the sack as the Rams will burn a timeout. It would be such a disappointment if we give up this 3rd and long from the 15. But the coverage is great, and this check down to Kupp won't amount to much. A good job by the defense to hold them to a field goal try. Josh Riccardi, the 6th-round rookie, goes right down the middle, and they retake the small lead. We've got another close game, but can we get over the hump of actually capturing the win? As another big lane opens up for Walker, going right up the middle, past midfield, and this tremendous day continues. Walker near the century mark, and this offensive line continues to be impressive. As Howell extends, finds the open man, it's Fant who will take this inside the 30, and that's back-to-back plays for the Seahawks that amounts to 10+ yards. Now it's flipped out to Walker on the screen, trying to be patient, takes a shot, and just short of the marker. Offense bunched up on 3rd down. They go to Charbonnet, hit at the marker, and he'll get just enough. Ground game continues to impress, and hopefully it opens up the passing attack. Howell goes for the end zone. He's got him for the touchdown. Noah Fant has number 1, and Seattle will have the lead. Almost unfamiliar territory for this team being up in the second half, but we'll take it any way we can, as that catch is made there by the former Seahawk Kobe Parkinson. Gain of 8, and that will lead to a pass on 2nd and short, as Stafford takes a shot, and Nakua hauls it in. It's a foot race to the end zone, but no chance as Nakua houses it for his 3rd touchdown of the game. That was on me 100%. I used Nick Cross, and I blew it by not going deep enough in coverage. Well, that lead didn't last long, as we continue to allow too many explosive plays. And now Howell taking deep shot over the middle and hits Lockett in stride. Inside the 10, and he's in for the touchdown. How about an explosive play of our own as Lockett splits the safeties, and Howell delivering it with confidence. Our boys came to play today. As this kick by Myers is too far left, and it will remain a field goal game. Still thrilled by the way we responded, and Howell has really stepped up since his interception earlier, as Nakua has been crushing us today. That's his 10th catch for $160. That includes finding the end zone 3 times, and here's Kyron Williams, big hit by Nick Cross, showing his frustration from earlier. Already pushing this drive to the Seattle 30, and Stafford finds a wide open man underneath. Ty Johnson accelerates and nearly crossing the goal line. Tough moment for the defense after we've seen some improvement, and Stafford caps it off with a touchdown. How about the 3rd string tight end Davis Allen participating in our shootout? We've never been successful when we have to compete in these high-scoring games, and Howell trying to prove different as he slings it, and that tight window throw ends up in the hands of Fant somehow, and just like that, they're inside Rams territory. He's been terrific since his interception on the first drive, and he looks more comfortable on the field. And another tight window throw, and another completion as Metcalf is able to corral it to make it 3rd and a yard. And they won't make it complicated here. It's a run with Charbonnet to pick up the mere yard. 3rd quarter winding down. Howell flips this out on a screen. Fant with a nice block, and Metcalf blazing his way inside the 5. And Seattle is not backing down from this challenge today. Kenny McIntosh in the backfield as we transition to the 4th quarter. Howell avoiding the rush. He's got a crease and space to walk into the end zone. That's 4 touchdowns today, and 3 through the air and this one on the ground to give them back the lead. While this is all good and great, our defense needs to make a big stop. It's been a tougher matchup against these Rams, and sometimes when you experience a back-and-forth game like this, it just takes one stop to determine the outcome. As Stafford on 3rd down fires right, and it's broken up by Julian Love, leading to a punt. Rams clearly want to go for it, but instead Howell will take over from the 20. as Charbonnet gets another carry, but this one won't go anywhere. And wear and tear is starting to set in as the right tackle Abraham Lucas is favoring his arm. He won't return, and more on him later. Going with a two-back set on second down. Howell sliding left, floated, and completed again to Fant to move the sticks. Good touch on that throw there. Howell's making a serious case as our starter in this one, as this throw is another dime to Fant. He'll get into Rams territory as Howell now over 300 yards on the day. A real chance now to break this game open. They go with Charbonnet, and he cuts, stays patient, and follows his blocks for their third straight first down of the drive. Everything working for them in this one, as Charbonnet gets it again. Excellent job by the guys up front, and it just has a different feel with this new offensive line unit. It's nice not to have these big plays being called back for holding calls, as Charbonnet gets it again and has just enough for a new fresh set of downs. Couple of plays later, Howell trying to keep this drive alive. Going over the middle, and he's got Lockett again. He's short, but he does add on to his stellar day. Offense staying on the field on fourth down. Charbonnet has daylight and wrapped up before breaking the plane. This drive has eaten up a bunch of time already. And now a handoff up the middle, and no doubt about this, touchdown for Charbonnet, and a convincing lead for Seattle late in the fourth quarter. Just under 3 minutes to go to capture our first win at home, and a nice play there by Witherspoon to swat that away. It just feels like time is moving like molasses to finish this one off, as Stafford rips this, and it's intercepted! It's the rookie Nehemiah Pritchett. He's got a lane running down the sidelines, and his tremendous speed will take this into the end zone for a touchdown. How about the rookie out of Auburn finishing this one off by giving us our first pick six of the year? Such high expectations when naming him our third corner, and he delivers in dramatic fashion. Matthew Stafford was actually injured on the next drive, so the backup Jimmy G had to finish the game. And he was able to deliver this strike for a touchdown to cut the lead, but it was just for pride at that point of the game. The Seahawks have finally done it. They've beaten a divisional rival as well as capturing their first win here at Lumen Field, and it was one of the best games I have played since taking over this franchise. I was incredibly impressed by our new quarterback Sam Howell. He had 4 total touchdowns, and that came directly after an interception on the first drive, and then something just clicked for him. I loved how our offensive line performed as well. Our running backs combined had an overall great game, and in this one Charbonnet was given more carries and was able to find the end zone twice for the first time this year. The last game against the Bills was a struggle to get the ball to our playmakers, and it was a different story here. Tyler Lockett was specifically Howell's go-to guy and had some big-time plays as one of our leaders. Nehemiah Pritchett actually led the team in tackles, and of course we'll have to speak about him more later. Our defensive line did their part in creating pressure on Stafford, and we were able to come away with some big-time sacks as well, with Mafe coming back from his injury, and the rookie Tyrese Knight was also in the action as well. But the biggest play on defense has to go to Nehemiah Pritchett, the rookie, that we've been excited to develop with his pick 6. We're shifting to a new direction after all the moves that we've made in this episode. While it may not seem like a huge shakeup on the surface, it creates opportunities for our younger guys to step up. Guys like Nehemiah Pritchett, Tyrese Knight, even Tyler Steen and others now have the chance to prove themselves to earn more snaps. This opens the door for them to show what they can do on the field, and it's crucial for the future of this team that we start developing our next core of contributors. It's about building for the long term, and giving these young guys meaningful reps is the first step. Rebuilding the Seattle Seahawks franchise has been a blast so far. Watching how these guys will develop and figuring out how to turn this team into a contender again is the kind of challenge I really enjoy. Every move feels impactful, and seeing it pay off on the field puts a positive feeling that we're headed in the right direction. It's a grind, and it's the kind of grind that makes the process so much fun. A standout player to me, of course, was Nehemiah Pritchett and Sam Howell, but to me, the player of the game was actually Tyler Steen. Number 56 created a lot of lanes for us, and he did so much to give us confidence to run the ball in his direction. And he just delivered by exploding out of his stance and mauling defenders, and I feel like we came out on top with the trade with the Eagles. Our road now leads us to a bye week and then against 2 divisional opponents. We already have one under our belt, and hopefully it's a better outcome against these Niners the second time around. But that's gonna be all for the episode. I just want to thank you guys so much for all your support in watching these videos. This one is a bit longer than my usual videos. I don't want to put out more than 25 minutes per video, but this one had a lot of information that we needed to digest for the storyline of this Seahawks franchise. I also want to thank you guys who commented with your encouraging words. Being an up-and-coming YouTuber, you never know if people actually enjoy your content. Personally, I enjoy making these videos for the fun of it, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it too. But thank you guys so much again. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to give me feedback in the comment section. Until next time, I'm MonkieC, and I'm out.